The CX9 dropped last week, and it's already been compared to the Fennec and the AS VAL. But the question is this justified? Can it compete with either of these two, and will it be a powerhouse going forward? Well, in this video, I'm going to let you know, because the results will shock you. If you do enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button below and consider subscribing. Every single little one of those makes a massive difference to a channel this size. So yes, guys, thank you very much in advance. But let's get right into it. As mentioned, the results in this one are going to surprise you. So with that being said, why? Well, that's because going into this, I thought there was going to be a clear winner. And now that I've actually got into it and actually done all the numbers and I've seen the results, I'm like, damn, that's a surprise. So let's break it all down. The CX9 and the Fennec will deal 24 damage in their max damage ranges. And then the AS VAL will do 37. Okay. So what about headshot damage? Headshot damage is 34 on the CX9. It is 38 on the Fennec and 47 on the AS VAL, which is really cool. Really high numbers there for SMGs. Well, I know the AS VAL isn't an SMG, but it's been used as an SMG. The next bit that we're going to consider now is the rate of fire. Now remember, this combined with the damage is going to directly dictate the time to kill for the weapons. Now, of course, the Fennec and the CX9 have had lower damage numbers, and the AS VAL has a higher one. So the CX9 has a rate of fire of 1,036 rounds per minute, which is insanely high. Beating it, though, is the Fennec, whose rate of fire is 1,085. So yeah, that kind of shocked me a little bit as well. I expected the CX9 to be a little bit faster if it had the same damage. And then we also have the AS VAL. The AS VAL is going to come in at 885 rounds per minute, which is still an incredibly high rate of fire. So you know, don't knock that. Don't discount that, because it's a really high number. Next, we're going to talk about the maximum damage range for each of these weapons. So for the CX9, it comes in at a pitiful 18 meters for an SMG. To be honest, that's not too bad for the maximum damage range, but it could be better. This is bearing in mind that you're using the longest barrel and a monolithic, so just bear that in mind. The next one is going to be the Fennec at 22 meters. Again, full range build. It's going to be sat there with the long barrel and the saber suppressor. And then next, it's going to be the AS VAL with 41 meters. So again, really, really exciting bullet velocities on that one. The next thing that we're going to talk about, now we're going to talk about bullet velocities. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is the bullet velocities, of course, and the CX9 is coming in to be the fastest, actually. Jokes, it's not, at 350 meters per second. And then it's going to be faster than the Fennec, which is base 217. Now, the Fennec can be upgraded up to 320, but that's still not as fast as the CX9's base 350. Next up on the list is going to be the AS VAL, and that's going to be coming in at 429, which actually did surprise me, because it feels like that gun has a very slow bullet velocity, but maybe I'm comparing that to assault rifles, so maybe that's not fair. But yeah. Something that I do want to bear in mind as well is the reload time. Usually I don't include these on assault rifles. However, bear in mind that you're going to be burning through your mag that quickly that you're going to want to actually take it into consideration, the reload speeds here, because the reload speeds, this is going to directly impact how quickly you can get back into a fight, because you can take out one person at a time with this, and that is it. So the CX9 is going to come in at 1.98 seconds. And that's a base reload speed. And next is going to be the Fennec, which is going to come in at 2.36 seconds. Now, I actually do often run this with the sleight of hand, so that's going to actually change it to 1.78, which is a little bit faster than the CX9, but you are using an attachment for that, and that doesn't really justify it in the comparison. The next thing that I do want to bring up as well is the AS VAL, and that is going to be 2.18 seconds. However, when you put the 30-round mag on there, which I do expect you to be doing, to be honest, you are going to increase that by 0.22 of a second. So that basically is going to knock you up to 2.4 seconds, which isn't ideal. However, you know, you'll see why in a second. Otherwise, this would be outright overpowered. Mag size for the CX9 is going to be 20, but you can get that up to 50. The mag size for the Fennec is 25, which is a higher base, but a lower extended mag at 40. And then the AS VAL, as you all know, is 20. That goes into 30. Now, with all these numbers being said, it's a difficult one to describe because I expected the CX9 to be an absolute animal in this comparison. I expected it to be absolutely amazing, and alas, it's kind of fell short. And the reason it's fell short is because of its time to kill numbers, and they do not compare well compared to these two weapons. I was really excited about the CX9, thought it was a really good gun. It felt good. It felt a little bit slow, but obviously I run around with LMGs, so anything compared to that is going to feel fast in comparison. So yeah, the time to kill on the CX9 is 579 milliseconds. Now that is, for all intents and purposes, a good time to kill. It's solid. You know, it's decent compared to some other SMGs. Well, a lot of SMGs actually, and ARs. The only thing though is that we're comparing this against the Fennec and the AS VAL. Now the Fennec is going to drop someone in 553 milliseconds, and that is taking into consideration the fact that, you know, it has slightly less bullets. It's taking into consideration the fact that you can build this to reload even quicker than the CX9, and of course, you know, you have got a higher rate of fire, so you are going to be burning your mags quicker anyway with a Fennec than you would a CX9. However, you are going to be killing people quicker with a Fennec, so that is something to bear in mind. But the highest time to kill, and this is coming in faster than SOCOMs, which absolutely rocks my mind, is going to be the AS VAL. Now the AS VAL is going to come in at 403 milliseconds. That is one of the fastest time to kills in the game. Things that one shot are the only things that are going to be killing people quicker than what this is. If you hit someone with a shotgun, like an R9, a Dragon's Breath, to the lips, that's going to kill faster than the AS VAL. But apart from that, not much is going to be beating the AS VAL, which means basically we're going to be comparing this to shotguns next, because it's doing damage similar to the insta-kill weapons, which, you know, we do need to talk about. Now, there is a few important notes that I do want to bear with as well going into this. And again, this is going to surprise you. The AS VAL's longest time to kill, which is 542 milliseconds, is shorter than the Fennec's quickest time to kill and the CX9's fastest time to kill. So for comparison, the 579 and the 553 from the Fennec, the slowest time you can kill someone if you hit all your bullets with the AS VAL is 542. So even at its longest damage range, which is anything past, I believe, 41 meters, anything past 41 meters, you're still going to be killing things quicker than what you would with a Fennec or a CX9 up close. That blows my mind. That is mental. So I literally don't see any reason why you would run the Fennec or the CX9 now. Now, there is actually one reason. I tell a lie. Now, I do want to break it down into a couple of other segments. So, say for example, you needed to use a SMG because you are using, say for example, a quick firing AR, for example, an FFAR, a RAM. So you need something that is an SMG. Use the Fennec. However, really, when you're going to build that class anyway, the extra ammo on the Fennec does not make it worth using, as you're going to be burning through that mag too quick for it to make a difference anyway. Like, you know, the rates that you're going to be going through these magazines, it literally makes no difference how many bullets you've got, because for both, the only gun that can go through more than one person at a time is the CX9. But you might not get through that first person with that time to kill. That's the problem. Now, the time to kill is too far away from the AS VAL to justify using the CX9 in any circumstance whatsoever. I wouldn't even recommend using it for quads, because at least in quads, you're going to be able to whip out something and just blitz someone and take them out the game with the AS VAL. I know I typically don't use shorter mag weapons on quads, but I think with this, you're killing them that fast, you can make an exception. It's faster to kill than a SOCOM. That is mental. So that is all this information compiled together. And my final thoughts, as you can tell, is that the AS VAL is the one. If you want the fastest up-close weapon in the game that's not a shotgun, use the AS VAL. Like, straight up use the AS VAL. Now, there are things that you can do for its mobility, which, you know, put attack laser on there, it's fine. Don't run the stock that gives you the recoil control, though. Run a grip instead, because you lose so much movement speed with that stock, and you actually don't lose that much and have very similar recoil performance if you use the Commando or one of the Merc foregrips. So that's just something for you to bear in mind. But guys, I am going to be comparing the AS VAL to the shotguns in the next How Does It Feel video. So make sure you subscribe for that. If you're not subscribed, please, please, please do. It'll be amazing to have you here on the channel. We stream regularly, we upload regularly, and we just have a nice all the time. So yeah, until then guys, you've been awesome. I've been Shadows Rain, and we'll see you in the next Shadows Rain A video. Peace.